Hello and welcome back to Off The Crossbar Euros Watch Day 6 with myself, Regan Walsh, and as ever, my co-presenter, Brad. We've had 3 games yesterday. It was the start of match day 2 in Group A and 1 game in Group B. We start off with Finland versus Russia, as that was the early game in Group B from St. Petersburg. Now, it wasn't the best of games, in my opinion, but what were your thoughts on that game?
Because you're so thrilled for this, you didn't even introduce me.
I did.
Yeah, we didn't even let me say my bit.
Well, I'll let you do it as this long bit.
No, I can't be asked. I don't know if I'm suffering Euros burnout all of a sudden, but yesterday was a bit boring.
I think because how good...
Then again, it might be the excessive hay fever that I'm feeling right now.
I think it's because the Group F games were so good. Like there was so much draw to them on Tuesday evening that I think that's why yesterday's games were such a disappointment, because we finished Tuesday off with France versus Germany, which was a classic game end to end for the whole 90 minutes, and then you go straight into Finland versus Russia the day after, and it just dropped down in quality levels.
Yeah, massive. This was just a game of monsters.
Yeah, but, I mean,
probably seeing Artem Chuba like genuinely would not want to come up against that guy.
Yeah, Finland did think they had scored quite early after just 4 minutes through Joe Poanjanpalo from a brilliant header. I'll have to give credit to him. For any young forward, and attacking midfielder, that is where you want the ball, in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. So the keeper then can't come and get it, and it puts the defenders in trouble, and that's the perfect place to score a goal. But unfortunately, it was offside and ruled out correctly by VAR. And then the rest of that first half, right until the last minute, it was just a dogfight, really.
Was there a second half? I wasn't engaged, if I'm honest. It felt like it was going in slow motion. It was just a bit...
Yeah, but just before half-time, Alexei Miranchuk did score for Russia after a nice bit of work from Artem Zuba and Miranchuk himself for the finish. But yeah, the rest of that game was pretty dull, and nothing else really happened in it.
I guess I could solve it more that Miranchuk scored the goal and then decided, I can't be asked for the rest of this game. Just done my part.
Yeah, I mean, that second half, that was just so dull. I mean, it didn't help that... Who's the commentators? It was Robin Cowan and...
It was Martin
Keown. Yeah, so... not likely to bring life into a game, even if it is dull.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie Cowan's usually quite energetic on Football Focus, whatever. Not Football Focus, Final Score.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah, she couldn't get hyped for this one.
Yeah. Then we did go over to Group A and over all the way across to the Baku Olympic Stadium in Azerbaijan as Wales faced Turkey. Now, this was obviously a lot better game. It was more entertaining, especially both sides' point of view. Wales did score just before half-time. Aaron Ramsey with a lovely finish after a great ball from Gareth Bale to find his fellow Welsh international, and Ramsey beautiful chest down, and then to score it past Sakir in goal for Turkey to give them a nice lead heading into half-time. And then I think they looked quite comfortable the rest of that game.
Yeah, but Turkey offered nothing. They're crap.
I know
they're no better than they did against Italy.
Yeah, I know we said it in our...
They just had the ball more.
Yeah, we said it in our predictions preview that Wales would be the worst team in this group, but it actually turns out Turkey are the worst group.
Have we established our predictions were an absolute load of bollocks?
Yeah, I mean...
The reaction just isn't even worth it, we know it's shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Bale did have a penalty in the second half as well, which was absolutely awful.
Yeah, I think he hit someone in the crowd, didn't he?
I don't think he even hit them. I think he sent it out of blooming Azerbaijan. and sent it to Wales. It was that awful.
It landed back in Turkey.
Yeah, it was such a bad penalty from Bale, but he did make up for it in the end with another assist, this time for Connor Roberts to score the winner in not the winner, but the sealer in stoppage time.
So he clearly enjoyed it in the celebration.
Yeah. So the result sees Wales move on to 4 points and practically all but secure themselves a place in the last 16. You'd have to say.
Well, the result, yes, that helped them. They'd have to get battered by Italy, and then Switzerland have to beat Turkey quite comprehensively as well.
Yeah, but they could still go through as one of the best third place teams as well.
Well, yeah, but you'd probably think they'd want to be second.
Yeah. And speaking of Italy, again, it was another masterclass from Roberto Mancini's side against Switzerland.
It was just the outfit.
Yeah, I mean, they won 3-0, though it could have been more. Giorgio Chiellini thought he'd scored after just 19 minutes on the clock from a set piece. However, it was correctly ruled out by VAR after the ball touched his arm, and the rule is...
Wait, correctly ruled out now, was it?
Well, yeah, because I've seen
so
what the law is. Well, I've seen it a lot of times, and I've heard the ruling that if an attacking player handles the ball now and it gives them an advantage, which he obviously sort of did, gave him the advantage that it dropped to him, and he still scored. So that's why it is disallowed. However, I'm not a big fan of that rule because, I mean, what's he meant to do in that situation? He's gone up to jump with the ball and he's sandwiched between two Turkey players. So there's not a lot he can really do there.
Cheers, Peter.
Yeah.
It led to a goal scoring opportunity at handball. Just not much you can do.
Yeah. A few minutes later, though, he did have to go off through either injury. I don't know whether it's a tight hamstring or calf muscle, but obviously taking
it was handball. Always what it was.
Through precautions, so they brought on Francesco Acerbi, and then 2 minutes after Acerbi came on, Italy did actually take the lead through Manuel Locatelli, who has just been outstanding this tournament so far.
That was a game where he decided, "Hi guys, I'm in the shop window. Come buy me."
Yeah.
Only 40 million.
It's probably raised up after that game now. His market value.
Extra 10 million.
He scored again less than 10 minutes into the second half. Again, lovely build-up play by Italy and a lovely goal from Locatelli.
Yeah, but that midfield is just mental.
Like, on a serious note, I had a look yesterday at how the three midfielders, Barella, Jorginho and Locatelli, have done this tournament so far. And I don't know how Verratti gets into it.
At this point, yeah, it's quite...
that's crazy to say. How does Marco Verratti get into this Italy team?
Yeah, but Italy can afford to have a decent front line while they have a clearly world-class midfield.
Yeah, I mean... Nicola Barella, just for quick instances, he's had an 87% pass accuracy in this tournament so far, which is absolutely crazy. You then go to have a look at Jorginho in this tournament. He's as high as 92% pass accuracy, and he's won 50% of his tackles and 80% of his duels. And then you have a look at Manuel Locatelli. He scored 2 goals, 89% pass accuracy, won 100% of his tackles, 50% of his duels he's won, and 75% of his aerial duels he's won. Like, how do you drop that midfield? And he's got 100% shot accuracy as well, Locatelli.
Yeah, it's hard to drop anyone in the Italy team because of how well they're playing. Like, Chiellini, if it was a hamstring, it was weird because he was walking fine.
Yeah, I think
whether he just felt something, thought, well, no, it's not be too cautious.
Yeah.
Get out.
Like Roy Keane said, someone of that age nowadays, you're going to be more wary of your body, and you just take it as a precaution rather than staying on and risking it more.
Especially when his limbs are made of breadsticks.
Yeah. There was another goal in that game, and it was in the 89th minute. Charo Immobile got his second goal of the tournament. So yeah, convincing win for Mancini side now. That's 10 games without conceding. They're closing in on their 30-game record of not losing a game. That's the second time this tournament they've won 3-0, and yet the previous 38 games before this tournament they hadn't scored 3. Like, everything is just clicking for this Italy team in this tournament.
It's annoyingly good.
Yeah, and obviously they're through to the round of 16 already. So yeah,
It's just where they finish now.
Yeah, everything is just looking absolutely
Look,
perfect
imagine if
for them.
Wales do beat them.
I love how that's your thought. My first thought
I
after that
think
game,
everything. I don't put anything out of reach.
I was about to say, my first thought after that game was, imagine that Italy side against France in the final.
I don't think it's actually possible. But it would. Probably, France would have to not finish top.
I thought they could face each other in the final.
Well, no, because if you remember in our predictions, the way it worked out, they'd play each other in the semis.
Oh.
It would be nice if they got each other in the final.
Well, semi-final or even the final, it would be an absolute.
If football
game.
can't come home, at least make it Italy France at the final.
Yeah, because that would be an absolute France's midfielder Pogba and Kante versus Barella, Locatelli. Like it's just it's just so good to dream about it already. Right, on to today's games. We have the final game of Group B and the two games in Group C. But before we go on to the games, Denmark have put out a statement this morning saying that midfielder Christian Eriksen is to be fitted with a ICD, which is a heart starter that will be in his heart to help him, obviously, with his heartbeat. So in case of something like that happen again, and he'll have an irregular heartbeat, which is the exact same thing that Daley Blind has
Good as saying it.
at the minute with the Netherlands.
He's still playing.
Yeah, so there's the promising signs with that. If you look at Daley Blind, he also has an ICD fitted, and there's obviously the chance that he could continue to play football, which is absolutely a brilliant thing to see.
Yeah. The thing I've got this game with Belgium is all Denmark, are we?
Yes. And obviously, Romelu Lukaku said in his press conference yesterday that in the 10th minute, the teams will stop for a minute of applause for Eriksen, which is a lovely gesture from the two sides. But that isn't the first game we get to look forward to. It's actually over in Group C, where Ukraine will take on North Macedonia from 2 o'clock in Bucharest. Obviously, both teams lost their first games, but both very entertaining games. The Ukraine losing 3-2 to the Netherlands and North Macedonia losing 3-1 to Austria.
Yeah, I don't want to curse it, but there's potential this could be decent.
And goals galore.
Yeah, maybe. It'll be 0-0 now.
Yeah, we've actually.
This will be Finland, Russia, like just.
Yeah. You look at the Ukraine squad, obviously we've just said it before, Zinchenko, you'd expect to have a better game. Yarmolenko, obviously scoring his brilliant goal the other day. Roman Yaremchuk had a great game. So there is definitely threats in that Ukraine squad. And then you look at North Macedonia, you got obviously Goran Pandev, Alioski, Elif Elmas as well, who's had a really good tournament and is probably going to be one of the stars to watch in the future. The young Napoli midfielder. So I think it has, like we said, the cards to be an exciting game, but it could also end up being a boring 0-0. Both teams, obviously, Ukraine are in third, North Macedonia fourth. So there is the potential that by the end of today's match day in Group C, that there could be like 1 point between first, second, and third if the Netherlands Austria is a draw, which doesn't rule out any team progressing. Then does it?
No, I think we didn't mention that if somehow Denmark won. Correct me if I'm wrong. It would mean they would all have 3 points.
Yeah, which was just about to get onto as that's the
give it to me.
Yeah, so that like you were about to say, Belgium Denmark is at 5 o'clock. Denmark win that, like you just said. All 4 teams in Group B will be on 3 points. Goal difference wise, it's literally close. Like Russia are in second place with the worst goal difference of -2, but that's because they've got a better record against Finland, obviously, for beating Finland yesterday. So it's going to be crazily close if that is the way. And Denmark, obviously, without Eriksen, still have the capabilities of beating Belgium. You've got to look at the likes of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Martin Braithwaite, Kasper Dolberg, Jonas Vind as well. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how affected they are still by the Ericsson situation, if they are at all, because obviously it's only a few days old and it's going to be in the minds of everyone a few days ago. But
because they're at home, you'd think they'd be more fired up than ever.
Yeah. And then you look at the Belgium side, they comfortably beat Russia 3-0 the other day in their opener. And they do look quite a good force. Lukaku was incredible. The whole midfield looked good with Tielemans. Is De Bruyne back for this game?
I've not seen much on that, if I'm honest.
I was going to say, I'm not too sure whether he is back. But if not, you still got like Hazard that can play in there, Carrasco, Dries Mertens, Axel Witsel. Like, it's still a very strong squad. So I think this could be a really good game at 5 o'clock on ITV.
Yeah, next to the standard.
Mm.
Well, that's standard. That was a bit much.
Yeah. And the final group game today is Netherlands versus Austria, kicking off at 8 o'clock. The one bit of team news we can 100% confirm, and that is Marko Arnautovic will not be available for this game for Austria due to UEFA giving him a one-match suspension for the hand gesture he did towards the North Macedonian players after he scored the other day.
Was it the players? I thought it was towards some of the fans.
No, it's towards some of the players because it's like this.
There was something that seemed up in that celebration, like the way Alaba was with him as well. Like, I don't know. There was another one who was doing a bit.
I think the hand gesture he did was something like white power thing, and then it was something to do with like Albania and North Macedonia, like their ties are country-wise isn't very good politically, and I think Arnautovic has Albanian background in him, so that's why there's the whole palaver about it. And obviously UEFA done
it's a grey area that we don't understand and we shouldn't go into.
Yeah, and it was a correct thing from UEFA to hand him a suspension.
Such an angry bloke.
Yes. Obviously, it's the top two teams in the group, only separated by goal difference at the minute. Netherlands, though, they just don't look that convincing. They were
hitting me, weren't they?
Yeah. Like, there was times where you thought, okay, Netherlands are going to absolutely sweep Ukraine here, but then defensively, the frailties were still there and present.
Yeah, we saw the way Austria were against North Macedonia. They do have the threats. Like, Sabitzer's on it.
Yeah.
Starts finding everyone around him, and they'll do pretty well.
Definitely. It's going to be a very interesting game. I think this could be, I know I've said it before all three games today, but I think they could be really close games and very entertaining. Obviously, if there is a winner in this Austria-Netherlands game, then they will have the advantage and might be into the next round already, so that would be very good for them. I look back on our predictions from yesterday. Finland, Russia, we both got wrong, as we said Finland would win. Wales, Turkey, we said would be a draw, which we obviously both got wrong. And Italy, we got correct because they obviously won their game. So what are you going for today's action then? Starting with Ukraine, Macedonia.
Ukraine win.
Okay.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Austria.
Okay. I want to go Ukraine as well. I'm going to agree with Belgium. And I'm going to go with a draw in the last game.
We just don't rate Netherlands at all.
Men's team, let's be clear.
Yeah, but no one's talking about the women's team. Yes, they're good. We accept it.
Yes. Elsewhere, I know that is the end of our Euros chat, but there has actually been a lot of news in the world of football post that game and during that game. So Real Madrid have announced that Sergio Ramos will be leaving the club after 16 seasons with them, which is kind of a shock, but at the same time it isn't, because there's been a lot of talk on him not extending his contract, I think, since the turn of the year. So
yeah, I think that's all one thing, and it sums it up best. I can't remember, it was like there's something right. They get linked for all the good players, but now they've just lost the two people that were most crucial to in Ramos and Ronaldo.
But even you think like the send off they gave Ronaldo, it wasn't apparent. Iker Casillas one was dreadful. Like he seemed to be getting kicked out of the club.
Like he is a club legend.
Yeah. Zidane, I mean, twice they've let him go now. Yeah, and Ramos as well. It's just like, what is Florentino Perez doing?
The club's in a mess. We know it.
Yeah. Elsewhere, Gennaro Gattuso has left Fiorentina after just 23 days in charge. After
is it confirmed that he left?
Yeah, they have confirmed it this morning.
It's a wrong one. You get a manager who has the same philosophy as you, and you like at least agree on what your transfer strategy is.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy that. We had Aston Villa have had a £25 million bid rejected by Arsenal for Emile Smith-Rowe. Arsenal themselves, they want us to try and sign James Maddison from Leicester City for around about 60 million. That's according to Chris Wheatley.
We're very happy to help them fund it.
Yeah. They also want to sign Aaron Ramsdale. I'm not too sure whether that would be a backup for Ben Leno or as number one choice. They've also tried to sign Ben White from Brighton, but they've had an opening bid rejected.
40 million. That's mental.
Like I say, though, it's because he's English, and he always had in like an extra £10.
Second he got in England squad, you now put an extra 15 million on him.
Yeah. Spurs are interested in signing Tariq Lamptey from Brighton, which I don't think will happen.
Still injured, isn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
That it would make much sense.
Yeah. Anything else, or is that the lot? I can't even think. There was so much happening around the world of sport yesterday.
The Villa are signing Ashley Young.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
After, what, a decade or so after leaving?
It was 2012 or sorry. No, it was 20. I can't remember if it was 2011, 2012 or 2013 that he joined your lot.
2011-12 season, because he wasn't the same season Van Persie was there. It wasn't Fergie's.
No, it was the season before, because it was the Man City title win, I remember.
Yeah. So it seems like it's going to be a busy summer for Aston Villa and Arsenal.
I'm just glad that we're just pissing off Arsenal fans, and I love it.
Yes. I believe that is everything.
Give us all the Emmys.
Change your name to Aston Emmy.
Didn't work, did it?
No, I couldn't think of anything quick enough, so that was the first thing I thought of.
Thanks,
right, we'll be back tomorrow to round off all of today's games and preview the games, including the big one between England and Scotland. This is the old enemy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a post, and follow us on Twitter at OffTCPod so you can keep up to date with all the Euros action and any other transfer stories, including who Fiorentina will get as new manager, where Sergio Ramos will be playing next season, and anything else.
And which Aston Villa which Arsenal player are Aston Villa going to try and sign next?
And will Rafa Benitez be confirmed as the Everton manager?
That's what we forgot. We didn't even go on.
Yeah, it's just because I've just seen something about it, that's all.
How it was last night that came out?
It seems every week they're getting close to a new manager. I feel like Moyes was
this is
3 weeks ago.
This is one that they just universally disagree with, obviously, because how well he did at Liverpool.
Yeah. He's getting crazy this season, and it hasn't even begun yet. And we had the Premier League fixtures released yesterday, which we mentioned on yesterday's video. As I've said many times, the world of sport never sleeps.
So they could have saved this for after the Euros. We need the content.
I know. Knowing our luck now, we'll have the month or so whilst we're no football, and it would just be absolutely quiet, and we'll have no content.
That's fun on me.
Yes, like I said though, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a post, and follow us on Twitter as well, so you can keep up to date with all the stuff. And until tomorrow, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brad.
See ya.
And we'll see you soon.